Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Now, as promised, we're going to talk about giving. I'm going to start with exactly the same poem that Bob Proctor talks about in this podcast, How to Stop Negative Thinking. Hope you've had a lovely day. This is a poem from Arthur William Beer. To get he had tried, yet his store was still meagre. To a wise man he cried, in a voice keen and eager, "Pray tell me how I may successfully live." And the wise man replied, "To get, you must give. To get, you must give." As to giving, he said, "What have I to give? I've scarce enough bread, and of course one must live. But I would partake in life's bountiful store." Come the wise man's response, "Then you must give more." The lesson he had learned, to get was forgotten. Toward mankind he turned with a new love begotten. As he gave of himself in useful living, then joy crowned his days, for he grew rich in giving. And this is going to be a much shorter one today. So from listening to this past week, I've been collecting all the clothes, shoes. That's one of the things that Bob says. Shoes, get rid of the shoes, get rid of the clothes, go through things and with a fine tooth comb. That's the phrase, isn't it? So, everything you see right here, let's move this. I'm going to donate all of this. This is some of my education books that I'll probably never use again. I've got a bountiful store of clothes, including some coat hangers and a 1930s prime Dick Van Dyke Chitty Chitty Bang Bang Halloween costume. Everybody should love that. And then we also have the bag full of shoes because they're uncomfy. Now, why have I still got them? Oh, they might be nice at some point in the future. No, get rid of them. So that reminds me of a little story about giving that happened during COVID. Now, during COVID, I was still teaching up in Aberdeenshire. Now, I was also doing like a food bank. So we were driving around with a friend and handing out bags of shopping to local community during the COVID. And I remember one in particular, new address, knocked on the door opened, and this wee little boy, about 4 years old, came running out and just with teacher hat on, had a little bit of a laugh with him, gave him a wee race down the corridor and raced back down the corridor back to his, and just commended and loved his energy to his mum. And the family were a little bit worse for wear. You could see that life had been hitting them hard, let's say that. Anyway, week goes by. The next week, however, passed the food over, and the mum opened up to me a little bit. The son was a little bit down. They hadn't had a lot of food that week after they'd finished it. They were having some financial trouble. And she was a bit terrified because she didn't really know what to do. Now, somebody had said to her on the phone with the food bank, phone this number. Now, one of the issues was she was terrified of being on the phone. So I gave her the number, calmed her down, but I also said to her, this is exactly what you need to say at the start, okay? Hi, I am, whatever her name was, and I need help. If you just stick with that and see whatever happens after that, that will be the good thing. You need to do that part, okay? You need to reach out. You can't just curl up inside. And came away. I actually knew of who was the other end of the phone. I wasn't going to phone for her. I wasn't going to do that. She needed to do that herself to get over, one, the fear of being on phones, but also two, the lack of, she needed to take the initiative for herself. Pre-warned the other end of the phone line, gave them a wee text message and said, look, this is what I've said. They're going to phone you. She's going to say exactly this. And she phoned the next day, I'm told, and through that got on a better path. I don't know the full details from that, but it was a stepping stone. And actually, the stepping stone started from her opening up because of her wee boy. Me having a little race down the corridor with him. And that started from giving. Giving is really important. And in a life that, for some reason, I keep gathering things, I'm also a big believer now of nature abhors a vacuum. So I know I needed a kitchen table here. Be gone. It'll be gone in the next video, hopefully. And we'll get what is wanted at the appointed time. I very much remember listening to a Steve Harvey video, and he was saying, God is a messenger. If you've made the image in your head, he's the delivery boy. He's sent the package. The only issue is you just don't know when that package is going to arrive. Is it going to arrive tomorrow? Is it going to arrive in 25 years? Is it going to arrive in the next world? You don't know. But what you need to do is make space for it. Because otherwise, if there's no space for it, well, the package can't arrive. There's something in there, in the way, I should say. Gotta give. Love that poem. And in a weird way, I've talked about 2 poems the last 2 videos, which I'm quite surprised at. So you'll see in the next video, these will be gone, and we'll see what happens in that space. Watch this space. See you in the next video. Thank you.